Welcome to the SAP Expert Talk. I'm Fernanda Rodrigues from Product Success, and today we are talking about something that impacts every business that has physical equipments, whether it's machines in a factory, in a power plant, or equipment in a warehouse. Today's topic is Asset Management in SAP Cloud ERP. In this session, we will talk about the solutions SAP offers to support your business process. And of course, I invite you to stay until the end. Then we can see some of the future of AI with our new agents. To join with me this conversation today, I invited two experts from SAP, Akif Ünal and Amar Kumar from our product management and product marketing team. Thank you very much for being with me today here.
Our pleasure.
Nice. So Amar, I will start with you because I think many companies start implementing SAP but do not start directly with asset management. Why should a company already running SAP care deeply about asset management today, and what is the business case here?
That's a very good question, Fernanda. Let's understand what asset management really is. And the best way to answer is to take an analogy of buying a car. When you buy a car, your journey doesn't end here. It actually starts here. You don't want the car to break down, so you will continuously maintain it. You'll check its tires, you'll check the oil pressure, and so on. So if you expand this analogy to an organization, or if you scale this up, your company just doesn't have a car. It has a fleet of critical high-value equipments, what you just mentioned, machineries, production lines, any other essential infrastructure, and not managing them is not just inconvenience, but it directly impacts the bottom line, right? So, and in fact, asset management is what takes care of how to manage these equipments in a very effective way. So what is the business case for asset management? It's not that we need to keep our machine up running all the time, but we need to convert it into a strategic advantage. First, we need to prevent unplanned breakdowns, because unplanned breakdowns means production breakdowns, and that means you lose revenue because you're not able to produce and sell goods. Second, it's about controlling your total cost of ownership. Any unplanned breakdowns is going to increase the expense of maintaining those equipments, right? So that means if you have regular preventive and proactive maintenance of your equipments, you're also reducing your total cost of ownership. And finally, you want to make your teams faster. Today, you can imagine you have equipments from different vendors. You can't afford your teams to scale through hundreds of pages of different vendor manuals. You need to have a quick and easy way of accessing all equipment data, all warranty data, and then an easy way of maintaining those equipments. And this is what all asset management in SAP brings to you. So a company is not just running SAP, but also utilizing SAP to keep their assets functional. So that's what asset management is.
Thank you, Amar. It's very important for us to understand this overview from the business side. And now, Akif, I would like to ask you what asset management in SAP Cloud ERP actually cover. How big is the scope of what SAP delivers to the customers?
Fernanda, first of all, thank you for having me here. Asset management in SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud is a core ERP capability built on decades of SAP expertises across asset-heavy industries, such as oil and mining, utilities, natural resources, but also discrete and process manufacturing. What SAP delivers is far more than maintenance application. It is an integrated end-to-end solution which is embedded into your operational and financial backbone of your enterprises. To sum up, it is a standardized best practice solution in the cloud for asset management and integrated into your enterprise resource planning. And Fernanda, this is where SAP brings value. Let's start with reactive maintenance process. This allows you to perform maintenance of an asset whatever a breakdown or issue or failure happens. It is all about unplanned maintenance. On the other side, we are having the best practices for proactive maintenance that prevent failures or breakdowns of an asset by implementing strategies, maintenance plans, which uses proactive measures. It could be operation hours, it could be as well counters or also time-based also intervals. Next to that, we have also improvement maintenance. That is for bigger maintenance task, which is also coordinated by projects. That means the project system controls all the activities, tasks, and costs. It is more for redesigning, for upgrading your system and your all production lines. But we have as well in maintenance activities such training, documentation, which are not part of the key activities. So for that, we have also our own best practice process. It's called operations and overhead maintenance. And we cover as well as last and recently introduced the permit to work best practice content. I will come later to that. It is for high critical risk jobs. I will come later to that. But overall, a major differentiator is the deep ERP integration. Asset management processes are directly connected with your logistics, procurement, inventory management, also workforce-related processes in a harmonized cloud environment. And these become especially powerful with AI-supported capabilities. AI helps you uncover hidden patterns, generate actionable insights, and improve maintenance prioritization. And it's giving you another dimension of operational excellence. So overall, SAP delivers a comprehensive asset management platform that combines deep industry expertise, standardized best practices, cloud processes, and continuous innovation. And on top comes the AI support. We will come and talk later.
Amazing, Akif. I think now it's very clear about how big the scope is that SAP covers. And I think it's super important now that we talk about the customers. That's for who we do everything here at SAP. And Amar, I know you have contact with a lot of customers from different industries. For example, utilities, oil and gas, mining, chemicals also that we talked before. So can you share an example on what were the biggest pain points that these customers had before using SAP Cloud ERP, and how do they feel the difference on their operations once they implement asset management, for example?
That's a great question, Fernanda. So it gets into a heart of real-world value which the Cloud ERP brings to our customers. Let's look at this gas company in the Middle East. They are a joint venture of a global gas company giant, right, and located in the Middle East. And why did they choose Cloud ERP? They chose Cloud ERP because they were running a legacy ERP system with custom solutions for asset management. And you can imagine if it's customized asset management solutions, exactly what Akif told, it's not integrated with the rest of your ERP processes. It's not integrated with your logistics, with your procurement. And they had to build a whole lot of customized integration. It brought not only higher cost of operations for them, but also they never could come to the latest standard, right? So, and they were not having the latest best practices, no modern functionalities, and very complex old system. So then they decided they will move to the public cloud. Our public cloud brings a very good modern user experience for this customer. Everything is Fiori first in the public cloud, so they could access every transactions via a simple web browser. It was a big difference. Then it brought in a host of best practices, what Akif just mentioned, be it reactive maintenance, proactive maintenance, or any other type of maintenance processes, a standardized process for handling different requirements, and at the same time it delivered tons of real-time insights of different not only asset management related insights, but also financial insights, procurement insights, logistics insight. So this itself was a big value for them, right? So, and it laid a solid foundation for a future-proof innovation, right? Because they're on the Cloud ERP. Every 6 months, SAP pushes the latest innovations, and they're automatically able to benefit from these innovations. So this is a fantastic example of how moving to a modernized cloud platform using standardized processes brings a fundamental difference and the business transformation a company seeks.
Thank you, Amar. I think it plays a completely different role when we understand in practice. Thanks for bringing this example from this company. Then it's clear for everybody how it impacts the daily operations. And I imagine in these interactions you both have with customers, this brings a lot of insights to the roadmap. No? They always have requests for us. So let's talk about what SAP is already delivering in response, no? for the roadmap. So we know that recently we had the 2602 release, where we deliver a brand new app, for example, right? It's the asset overview. One of the requests that we had was that the customers would like to have this centralized space app where they would find all this information regarding their equipment and functional locations, and this was delivered now in the latest release. Akif, can you give us an overview how this app works and show in practice, maybe in the system, how it looks like?
Sure. I'm very glad to also introduce the app here. It has a backstory. We had a lot of customer asks saying we need a asset structure, we need a browser where we can identify our functional locations or equipments, our assets very fast, and that assets are in the center of our processes. We need an app where we have an asset-centric, we can run it asset-centric. So that was the main ask, and we had an asset viewer which was very limited. We listened to our customers. We did a co-innovation with our customers, and I'm very happy about the result, because a product manager is not much more happier if the customers are happy. And I know we got a lot of positive feedback about the asset overview. What is asset overview about? So we can show it directly in the system, jump into the system. Asset overview is a structure browser where you can start with a parental functional location, where you can scope your structure browser, because that is your responsibility area. So you're working within that plant section or area, and these assets are your babies at the end. And we have in the asset overview very sophisticated and powerful data filtering possibilities. We can navigate filter data based on the assets and areas responsibilities. We can expand all the structure. We can also browse through. We can select at the end one asset to look into detail. We have here our flexible column layout where we can get all the insights of the assets from notification and orders and also further. But the main value here is as well that you can browse through the assets around your location or enterprise. So you can compare data, you can access data very fast. At the end, we have all the data, the warranty information, the general information of assets, the notifications, the open notifications and orders, the maintenance plans, the bill of materials, the attachments, all in a central place. And it is related to all of our other apps, so it brings you to your process, the best practice processes. Here you can create your maintenance notification, you can report issue directly where you identified your asset very, very fast, and this is all integrated, as said, into our new user experience and the new apps. But that's not all. So we also supporting the user with our new Joule. Joule is AI support which understands natural languages and can guide you through the process. And in this case, we demonstrate how we can create a notification for an asset from asset overview, directly saying them that an oil leakage for sample detected. And this app helps us to create the maintenance notification. So that is just a starter. It will be the center, and our AI you will see later if we talk about AI, and you can imagine how our processes can be supported by the AI. Saying that, I'm glad and I'm very happy that customers using, and we are getting feedback, and we are continuously improving our asset overview.
Amazing. Now you know about the Asset Overview app. but we delivered much more. So can you give also a glimpse what were the updates on managed maintenance notifications app and also the new permit to work, as I mentioned before?
Yeah, exactly. I think that are really great innovations. Managed maintenance notification also started with customer feedback. Customer said even they are authorized to screen and plan the notifications like a supervisor role does. They said they had to switch different apps. So we said, we design a new app where you can run your processes smoother, that would give you more efficiency in your workflows. So we listened to our customers, replaced the 3 apps with all-in-one app. So you can see a list view of all your notifications with very, very powerful filtering possibilities. So the supervisors can screen the existing notifications, but also the users or the planners for their needs. And you can get the notifications filtered, screened. It enables also the customer to do a mass actions like rejection, accepting the submitted ones in one step, or as well deleting. But from here you can also create and start your reactive maintenances. So you can create the minor works or the emergency work, which is a fast track, but you can also create a reactive maintenance as usual. The main idea here is, for sure, you can also look to all open other notifications that you avoid the duplication. The next innovation is permit to work as a process. We introduced the new best practice content permit to work. These enable safety execution of high-risk industrial jobs through controlled, authorized, and collaboration between maintenance, operations, and safety departments. So here you can plan maintenance activities with work permits. You can prepare your work permits, but maintain also all the work permit information, the nature of the work. But you can also hand over these to technicians, perform these maintenance activities based on that authorizations. You can also audit and trace that based or important for the regulatory till you have a closure of that work to permits, give it back. So that's all managed in our systems with supported workflows. So that is very, very important and was also required by some industries like utilities and operations in a power plants.
Great updates, Akif. Amar, now I would like to look ahead. Now, SAP is doing a great job when we think about artificial intelligence in asset management too, in all the areas that we have. We saw the example with Akif, with Joule earlier, but I understand there's a much bigger AI vision here. Can you tell us what SAP is building toward and why it matters for customers?
Fernanda, that's a really excellent question. And you're right, what Akif showed with Joule is a fantastic entry point for conversational AI usage. But what we are having is a much bigger and larger vision for AI in general for SAP and in particular for asset management. Before I talk about this vision, or let Akif talk about this vision from a product management perspective, I would like to understand why do we need this? So why is it so critical that we need AI in asset management, right? And especially an agentic AI scenario for asset management. Let's look at two key personas in the asset management space. The first persona is the maintenance supervisor. Akif just mentioned about maintenance notifications and how a supervisor screens notifications and accepts or rejects the notifications. But imagine in a world today where we have smart equipments. Every vendor is providing equipments connected via an IoT platform to the which is always online, and every anomaly detected is raising a notification. So if you get thousands of notifications for the same anomaly, then it becomes a tremendous amount of task for the supervisor to screen these notifications and accept one of them or combine them. So there are many things which you can do. So this triage of notifications, just to screen them and accept that, this is where AI can help, right? And then from a maintenance planner perspective, a planner has even more complex jobs today. Not only you have in-house maintenance technicians, but you can also crowdsource maintenance technicians. You need to find the right schedule for these maintenance technicians. You need to look at the history of maintenance history for an asset. You need to control costs, because we are always questioned by cost today, under pressure to reduce the maintenance cost. And all this is time consuming, because we have various apps which give you this information. This person, the maintenance planner, needs to look into so many different sources of information and make the right planning. And this is again where we think AI can help. AI can really help the planner with an intelligence to coordinate the whole planning activities based on different fragmented data in a single on-demand summary of the asset, by providing a single on-demand summary of the asset. And the last persona, probably if I have to talk about it, is the poor technician. The technician also needs AI in his day-to-day jobs. A simple thing is, instead of creating a notification himself, if he just takes a photograph and asks the AI agent to create a notification of a defect, that's much simpler for a technician, right? So there are many, many requirements where I see AI can help today in the asset management space. Whether it's the planner, supervisor, or technician. And fundamentally, I think the whole AI vision which SAP has from an autonomous enterprise perspective can be applicable for asset management also, and change the way these personas will work in the future. To share more about what SAP is going to do with these personas, I would hand over to Akif. Probably he has more insights on the different agents planned for asset management.
Exactly. Thank you for the great summary of the agents, Amar. So what I want to show you is just in the system, first of all, one example. Our operational maintenance planner agent helps to generate complete work order structures from approved notifications based on history, based on manuals, and these also execute parallel readiness checks across all prerequisites, initiates requires process for meeting the prerequisites of work orders like work permits, for example, and these also communicates to other agents for planning optimization. So that is very, very important. Just let's jump into the system to show you how these operational planning agent works. So let's see, I have to plan approved maintenance notifications. So I'm asking the Joule agent, without going to the apps, the agent, what is open to be planned, what needs preparation for planning. And Joule or AI gives me the list of all the accepted for planning ready notifications. So I can look to that list and go one by one, take one work notification and say, okay, I want to plan these notification. And the systems now works in the background, intelligently checks what gives first of all a summary of that one notification, and says, recommends you that you can search for open orders, or you can create a new work order, depending on you. We have always the human in the loop. So at the end, the supervisor, our experts from the business decides how to continue, how to work, and they're controlling the process. So we see here our AI supports us with the planning queue. We have here all the notifications which are ready to plan. So, and if I choose one notification, it gives me a comprehensive summary and saying, okay, what you want to do. I'm saying I want to search for reference orders from the past, from the history, that I can have a look and learn from my history. The system looks in my data, and that is very important. The business data, master data is controlled in the asset management and also the transactional data. We're finding the matches and giving with confidence the right reference orders from the text of notification and all the data together, and saying, okay, this issue happened also in the past, and you solved it very properly and optimized also, and you get all the up-to-date recommendations from the intelligence, and you can create, based on the reference, a new order. So you create in minutes and prepare your maintenance planning in minutes. So that is highly valuable and very, very important. So to decrease the mean time to repair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. You want to add something, Amar?
It's just what I said, that in the past, if you look at the past ways of working, the planner had to go through 5 or 4 different apps to collect all this information and then come back and do the planning. And now he does it in a pure conversational way.
Yes,
Right.
This is super powerful. Personally, it's the first time I'm seeing the agent in action here for asset management, and it's a huge potential. I can imagine for the customers, they will also be positively surprised about the possibilities they have from now on. And as we just had an overview of what is coming, if you could select from your side 1 or 2 highlights that it's coming, moving not only now, second half of 2026, but also in 2027, what are things you are excited to present to the customers when we think about the roadmap?
Yeah, exactly. First of all, you saw just one example of the AI use case. So we have a bunch of AI use cases which is waiting of us. So we have the functional location insight agents, the maintenance plan cost simulation agents, the maintenance request initiation agent, the screening agents, and a lot of more we planned for the next years.
Very good. So I think there's a lot for us to summarize what we saw here today. Asset management in SAP Cloud ERP, it's not just a maintenance tool. We are talking about business resilience platform. You protect your assets, you protect your workers, and also control a bit better your costs using the tools. Also with AI, the idea is that you stop reacting to failures and start really to predict them, especially with the agents that we have now coming soon. And if you're already on asset management in SAP Cloud ERP, there's time also to explore what you did not activate yet. So there are a lot of possibilities coming for you to try in regards adoption. Thank you very much, Akif and Amar, for joining me today. I hope you had fun.
Thank you, Fernanda, for the opportunity.
Really enjoyed. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Very good. And for you who watched this video, we also hope you enjoy. Don't forget to let your comments. We would love to hear if you learned something with this video. If you also want to contact us directly, you can drop an email to insiders4@sap.com. I also invite you to visit the SAP community for more insights and also to be in contact directly with our SAP experts. And we hope to meet you in next expert talk. So make sure that also you check all the links available here in the description and subscribe to SAP channel. Then you can get notifications when a new video comes to you. Thanks for watching.